Wow, thank you very much. Tomorrow, 1 year ago, we signed the contract with the federal government to establish the Center for Innovation and Advanced Development and Manufacturing here in Bryan College Station, hosted by Texas A&M University System. This established this center in this region as one of the three protectors of our health for future emerging diseases such as pandemic influenza and chemical, radiological, biological, and nuclear threats. And all you have to do is look at any news media and you'll see that these are real. This was a $3 billion contract that was signed for this area that we later announced will have a expected $41 billion impact to the state of Texas over the next 25 years. $34 billion of that impact is going to be here in the Brazos Valley. It'll establish 7,000 jobs. Over 6,000 of those will be in the Brazos Valley. And that's something to really look back on, and I know I'm supposed to give an update about that, and I will, but I look at just about every table here, and I see a person, from Senator Schwertner to the mayor, to Terry Fossum, to Larry Hodges, who all had an instrumental role in making this happen. Texas A&M system, Chancellor Sharp was happy to be on the podium in Austin. I was happy to be on the podium in DC with Secretary Sebelius, but this was truly a team effort. This could not have happened without really, literally, I see someone at every table in this room that happened. So I want to tell you a little bit about how that happened and give you a little bit of an update. 6 years ago, at this time, Jill and I were in Washington, D.C. We lived in Vienna, Virginia. I worked in a black office behind black curtains with soundproof everything. I wore orange ties because I was behind the orange curtain in the UT system. We had no idea about Texas A&M, really. Didn't have any idea, although we had lived in Texas for 20-something years in Dallas, being on the faculty at UT Southwestern. I met a person who I thought was one of the true leaders in the country, soft-spoken, understated. Terry Fossum, who's in the back of the room, started sending money here, away from the coast. And then I realized, when I looked at my portfolio, that basically every time I sneezed, Johns Hopkins and Harvard and Berkeley were giving me a handkerchief, but the middle of the country really didn't understand that there were hundreds of millions of dollars that could be deserved in this region that were not coming to this region. So I took what I later found out was a Big 12 tour. I started in Nebraska and came all the way down. Wound up at Texas A&M, and a couple things I'll remark about this. And again, I had no ties. We had nobody I was the first person to go to college in my family, so we certainly didn't have a lot of history at universities. First thing, I think it's very important in this community, I had a discretionary $500 million a year checkbook that I could spend any way I want. The only community where the community met me, had a lunch, and I met the development organization was Bryan College Station in the RVP. I had been to hundreds of cities, and the only place that showed that the community was behind research and everything that was going on was this place. Number two, I never asked a question to anybody in the faculty here that said that they didn't answer, yes, we can get that done. And we will have it for you in the next few weeks so we can get started. So we started figuring out that this was really a special place. 5.5 years ago, from that 6 years, we had a funeral pyre in our backyard that anything that had orange on it was incinerated. Okay? There was a little fire department incident, but it was okay. Jill came down and within 2 hours said, I finally found my tribe. So now, 5 years later, we have a daughter who's a graduate of the class of 2011. We have a daughter who is in the class of 2015 that we're hoping might graduate somewhere within the next few years after 2015. We have very proud to have a new son-in-law who joined the Army after high school, did 9 years in the Army, 2 tours in Baghdad, who is now the class of 2017. And just bought a house in Bryan, and we're very all happy to be here. So we really do feel at home here and feel that this is really our tribe and this is our community. I do want to give you some substance here, but it really is an emotional time living in this community for 5 years and being able to celebrate the year anniversary of something so important and impactful. So let me just give you an update. The first year has been a great year for this contract. Again, it's over a $3 billion contract. That's just the government part, independent of all the commercial operations that are here. And I can say honestly that this right here, Bryan College Station, right up the road, will be the third coast in biotechnology. There is a huge sucking sound from the east and west coast for major biopharmaceutical companies who will locate here, period. That's happening. The 1 year has shown that we could effectively deal with all the problems in the federal government, and there are many, contractually, bureaucratically, but we've worked through that. In March, GlaxoSmithKline was on the stage with us in Austin saying that they're going to put their only facility that is not controlled by GlaxoSmithKline here in Bryan College Station, about $100 million, and make seasonal influenza vaccine aside from our contract. They're here. What I didn't know is everybody who lives in Belgium now wants to move here. So we have daughters of executives living at our house for the next year. This is really happening. This didn't happen just because of Texas A&M system. Texas A&M system, the faculty, the students had a huge part of this, but it happened because of the community. You only get one chance when GlaxoSmithKline comes for the first time from Belgium because we are on the way to nowhere. They have to intentionally come here. You get one shot and you have to make the most of this. And this was truly a community effort. We had many discussions about what we needed to do and the face we needed to present because they really didn't understand there's a Bryan and a College Station. They could barely find their way here from Houston, to be quite honest. But when they got here, they were impressed with a lot of things. Number one, they were impressed with the people. They were impressed with the dedication. They were impressed with the can-do spirit. In fact, we caused initially a large exit from GlaxoSmithKline because they couldn't believe that this little community can get done in such a short period of time what a multi-billion-dollar company couldn't have done in a decade. And it was really a testament to the cooperation. Where we are right now is we are transitioning from the phase of just getting the contract underway and getting everyone under wraps and moving to actual seeing things happening. We will be breaking ground on our major infrastructure probably around the October-November timeframe. No coincidence, that is in Johnny football season. A lot of people want to be here. But it's gone very, very well. We've gone through our regulatory hurdles. Now we're really pursuing other companies, high-quality companies who want to be here. And I mean this very honestly. This week, in addition to the regular things that we do, there's a company from North Carolina who wants to completely relocate here. That is post-phase 3 and one of their drugs, which means that within 12 months they could be a multi-billion-dollar company. They want to be here. There's a company from Tulane in New Orleans that has very promising results on early. They want to come here. And we met with a company very good company who flew from Hawaii to be here 2 days to relocate their major technology here. So you're going to see in the next year or two dozens, if not many more companies who want to relocate here. Number one, it starts because we're Texas and we have the right business environment, the economic environment. If we don't have that, you don't have an opportunity. So everyone in Austin who's protecting that, critically important. But number two, we have the innovation engine here at Texas A&M University and the agencies. Number three, very important, and we coined this term in a lot of discussions with you, we have the innovation environment here. It can't just be an innovation center like A&M, it has to be the innovation environment. And what does that mean? It means it's a place where people talk to each other, where people feel safe raising their children, they feel good about their community, that they have places like traditions, they have churches that their kids can go to and their family can go to, and you feel comfortable to think big thoughts and know that people are behind you to make this happen. So I think what we've done so far is great, but it's barely scratched the surface. What's going to happen not because of A&M alone or the A&M system, but because of the collaboration we have here, the collegiality, the innovation environment, that's what's going to yield the results. And I know I was looked at kind of crazy 5 years ago when I said, this place is going to be the next big thing internationally. It was as clear to me then that this place had it, had the people, had the willpower, had the motivation, had the leadership for this to happen, as it is for me today to know that 5 years from now, this is going to supplant New York and California as the biotech center of the country. I have no doubt about that, and again, I'm very pleased to be here, Mayor. We have a great communication, a great open working relationship. People come here and meet you and know that this is not just a regional Texas town, this is an international destination. And that's what we want to make it and what we want to keep it, and you certainly have my dedication to make that happen. So thank you very much.